everybody, I'm the BTCReaper, and my goal on the channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading when the price is going up or down. So we'll hop over on total dominance. We can cover quick. We are seeing that kind of still take that nosedive. It does have an MPP probability of pushing up. A higher chance is making a higher high. Again, watch out for that higher high. That would be positive for Bitcoin, but that means we wouldn't get our altcoin season and see our altcoin splash past Bitcoin yet. VWAP is favoring bearish. Momentum is dropping. Watch that VWAP. If it stays bearish, momentum will remain bearish and money flow could continue to weaken. That would be what would pull us back. So just because we have a green candle and a probability that just appeared today doesn't mean you should jump with it and run with it. Remember, when they appear, that doesn't always mean they're going to happen right away. Usually you want to see them stay there for a while and see things continue along the path. Remember, you want to trade with confirmation, not just trade because something tells you to. So over on total for the daily, we do have some indecision here. So we are whipsawing around. We will cover that on the 1 hour. Our stochastic does want round. VWAP is pulling back. Momentum wants round. And money flow is starting to weaken. So I would exercise caution. If the lower time frames break bearish and hold, then we could see that daily break away. So over on the 1 hour, we had an attempt to invalidate our channel. So you see this touchdown here. We did get that kind of retest and rejection, but it was not confirmed with the red candle. We got a long lower shadow candle after a long upper shadow, which showed the bears tried to drop us down after bulls lose strength, but the bulls stepped in, pushed us up, and gained overall. VWAP did stay bullish, so that could have been an indicator as well. It was a little choppy at first, but we started to see higher highs. So those higher highs with higher lows right in this range right here could have told you we would have been where we are. Momentum is pushing up. Money flow is in the green. So overall, we do look positive. Our MPP does say we may end up pulling back, so I would exercise caution. The chances a higher low, 25% chance, 75% chance for a lower low. So I would exercise caution, but I wouldn't run with that just because it showed up again. Remember, if that VWAP stays bullish, momentum and money flow will remain bullish, and we will have that chance for this bull flag to play out, which would push us right around that 109, 108 area. So just because that MPP is saying we could drop doesn't mean we have to. Keep that in mind. Over on futures, we have nothing going on, so we will hop over to Bitcoin, which does look a little bit more promising than total. We do have a potential long lower shadow candle forming here, so if followed by a strong green candle, we may see that break up toward 100K. Our stochastic does want to push up. VWAP is pushing forward, but starting to round out. So just watch those lower time frames as that momentum is starting to round away. Sorry about that. Hit the space key. So momentum is starting to round away. If that VWAP continues to pull back, momentum could continue to weaken, and then money flow would start to be in jeopardy, but that would be dependent on lower time frames breaking a trend. So watch these lower time frames. This 1 hour is holding a bullish trend. We do look positive. The current candle is trying to reject the top, but if we can get some bullish momentum here, making higher lows and higher highs, we could still break forward. Our MPP does say we could pull back. Hit that 75. Remember, if we reject here, that does give a breakout less chance of happening, but it doesn't mean it's improbable. So if we do get that lower, higher low, then we need a higher high following it to get that breakout. Or we need a green candle and just ignore that MPP and not see that play out at all. VWAP is holding bullish. We do have a stronger wave compared to back here, so that is positive after getting a higher low. So we have stronger bullish momentum forming here that could help take us forward as well. Momentum is pushing up very strong. Money flow is in the green. So overall, we do have a pretty decent amount of strength in my opinion. I would just watch. We did shoot up very quick, so seeing a couple red candles isn't going to be the end of the world. That is more ideal because remember, if you shoot straight up and you don't get any kind of consolidation, you will come crashing back down. So over on graph for the daily, we do have some indecision here as well, but that could be a long lower shadow candle showing that bears tried to make that rounding top, but they failed. So that MPP probability may not come to fruition if we see a strong green candle and a break of that 26424. Stochastic is starting to round away, so just keep an eye. Remember, it can stay overbought for quite some time despite it rounding. So just because it starts to round doesn't mean it will break down right away. RSI is pushing forward, but when that stochastic does start to cool off, RSI will follow and bring price with it. VWAP is starting to push down. Momentum does want to round, very similar to total. Money flow is starting to pull back, so we need those lower time frames to hold in a bullish trend. Again, we do have these bull flags left and right, so this bull flag here could try to break that 26244 and try to push us right around that value area high. Momentum is pushing up. VWAP is in the bullish territory, money flow is in the green, so overall we do look positive on the 1 hour, and if we can continue with higher highs and higher lows, we can still make that break forward. Our MPP does say we may end up pulling back. We did feel that probability. We did not get a lower high. That's positive because if we can get higher lows and higher highs from here, we will not see that breakdown that's possible. And instead, we would gain that bullish momentum. We need that VWAP to stay bullish for that to happen. Remember that. So over on Anchor for the daily, we are trying to push forward. We do look positive. We are pushing up toward that 40.49. Stochastic does want to round. RSI is pretty flat. Doesn't really have much space to run. VWAP is pretty flat, so I would watch those lower time frames. If that VWAP starts to roll away, momentum will pull back, money flow will weaken, and we could still round away despite trying to push forward. So again, watch lower time frames, trade with confirmations. Over on the 1 hour here, we do have the same MPP probability, hopefully making higher low and then pushing up for higher highs. We did feel our higher probability of pushing for a higher high, so unlike other coins that said we would get a bearish trend, we do have a bullish trend with higher highs and higher lows. They do not connect right now, so we could be making a bullish continuation, providing that VWAP stays bullish. Momentum is pushing up, money flow is in the green, the stochastic and RSI are doing pretty good. So overall, if that VWAP can stay bullish, we make a bounce here, make a higher low, then we could continue bullishly. That VWAP does need to stay above that neutral, though. If we see a break of that neutral, that's where I would start to exercise some caution. That goes for all these coins right now. Everything is trading pretty similarly, so we will see a lot of very similarities across everything. Over on XRP, long lower shadow candle, watch for confirmation of a strong green candle to push us up. We did get a long upper shadow, so bulls tried to push us up. They didn't get the strength. Bears stepped in, dropped us down, but now it's teetering the other way. The bears are losing strength, and bulls are trying to help push us forward, but just watch out because this could still be a red hammer candle, and if followed by a red candle, we could see a pretty brutal drop. Stochastic does have that bearish cross with orange above blue, so keep an eye on that. RSI is pretty flat, but if that stochastic starts to pull it back, RSI will lead price lower over time. VWAP is starting to round away. Momentum does want to round as well, and money flow is in the green, so we do look positive. Again, just keep an eye on that VWAP. We need higher lows with higher highs to maintain a bullish trend and push us forward. Over on the 1 hour, it does look like we have some goofy price action going here. We may have a very wide bull flag. I wouldn't really draw it myself. I would call these two separate trends where you have an uptrend and a downtrend, and now we may be forming a new uptrend in a third trend. So watch for higher highs. We need to break this range where we're at and break this kind of resistance area of that purple line. If we can break above like this 242 area, then we could get some higher highs. If we get higher highs with higher lows, then we do have that possibility to push to that 250 range again. But if we do not get the higher highs and higher lows, then our MPP does say there's a high chance of pushing to the bottom of the channel. Our VWAP is bullish though, so that is positive. If that VWAP can maintain bullish trajectory and stay above that neutral, momentum will remain bullish, money flow will remain green, and that will push those higher time frames up. And if we see this hold for several hours, this goes for every coin. Remember, we could see those 4 hours flip into the green, which would give us the potential for strong green candles. Now, over on Algo for the daily, since we have no special requests, remember, drop them in the chat below. We will drop our links for you. So there's our Master in the Trade, and there's our Discord. Remember, all is free. Over on the 1 hour, we are starting to round away, so I would still exercise caution. We are at the mid-range of this MPP. There was a chance of a higher low, but we do have a higher high, so this is positive, providing we could make a pullback, make a bounce off that 37.49, and then continue forward from there if we do see a round away. VWAP is starting to pull back. Momentum wants to round. That money flow is in the green, but starting to pull back. So I would just watch things very close. Stochastic does want to round, and that RSI is pretty flat overall. Don't go to the 30 minutes a bunch of noise. 1 hour is getting pretty low on time frames as is, but over on the 1 hour, we have the similar thing going on to XRP where we have an uptrend, a downtrend, and a potential for an uptrend to form here, providing we can get some higher highs and push forward. If we see a rejection in this area, then I would exercise caution. That VWAP is starting to get lower highs, so watch that VWAP very close. If it breaks that neutral and holds, momentum will lose strength. Money flow will start to go into the red, and higher time frames will weaken. So I would watch for a retest of that 37. We're not looking too great on Algo, but if the rest of our altcoin market pushes up, Algo could push up. Remember, sometimes some coins do their own thing because some like niches will pump, then another one will pump. Money does move around. So keep that in mind as well. If you see one coin where it's a little flat and other coins are pumping, maybe that industry just isn't getting that attention yet. So I would keep an eye on that VWAP. We need to stay bullish to push forward. But thank you all for watching tonight's video. Since we have no special requests, that'll be all for tonight. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and thank you for watching.